A Hoard near Stane Street. Southern hells scorn the full-fleshed waddled on the ancient trackways bone, the trampled holloways now high-rise with dead oxen and the snapped goad. Chewing on gums, the Carey's mouth is a finer breath than monoxide at the nipple of obligatory trade. The wattle huts trump the glass towers. Bring the thicket fury of the old boar, tusk to the grey-thighed hunter, whose blood woads the earth for tears of full-flowering grief. Before the Imperium paving, the track plies the hoof-dirt, clogs the blood in the desperate-flung hordes that glitter the feet of new tyrants. In vain stockpile of strip farm placation, since plough gouges earth all sold, the coffers piled and spitting gold on the yew that buries old hells for new. A workshop in metaphysics. Put in bathysphere, for instance, and see what comes of that. You'll open up the hidden depths called abyss in your duller works, but found full of subphotics, feeling their way tentacular around sediment and trench, nose with the long snout eel, sorcerer drinking magic at the vent. Cut your finger on the glass forms of the silica sponge, then hope your blood escapes the frilled shark's taste. Enter the submersible, descend, and as the light fades, allow the lantern shark to illume your wit, butt the isopod with hypoxic conceits, go tooth to tooth with the anglerfish, count the uncountable deaths in drifting marine snow. Now perhaps your poetic is working, albeit in pitch. Seafloor loneliness. That will get you down to where the pressure squeezes all cavities shut. Now write the silence, the waste. Borderland for David Betteridge. Into the gorse line and sudden bursts of yellow on a dizzy fractal of bristling stems made frantic by the train's speed. This, the clearest border. Firs of the clans, climbing the cuttings, festoon of the station's forecourts, miniature fires to brighten the grey hulls of lowering clouds from the hills. Not keep out, but a welcome hedged with a wink and prickly heart for the unwary of feet and mind, thorns and spines for flighting and fierce loving. Gorse, the climax of fires that burn to the clay, and in such devastation seem to scorch dead victory. But only in such refining will the seed burst anew, since from charred stumps clinging to shunned rock the young leaves peer in half-lights that are enough. Listen, the warbler, the windchat, the caterpillar crawling. The landscape shapes the words that shape the border. Stronger than party or pretended vested certainty, the train speeds through the rampant fields and into the heart of rolling heath and stout shrubs, where the thorns crown the ridges silver-stoned, from where glows the distant mirror of the loch. Christmas card at sea. Every year the exquisite handwriting, the baseline level regardless of choppy seas, ascenders kissing the first rat lines, descenders nudging the planks of the deck, the boldness of the ink, sea black, impervious to list or roll, the counters as open as clouds rimmed by deepening blue at dusk. And amid the ramrod stems, the swash that buckles the letters to unruly skies, anchors of the swirling depths that weigh the meanings in the squabbling current. A message of Yuletide blessings, signed Captain Roderick MacFadyen, retired. 1 year, nothing. Scanning the horizon for the postman, nothing. No seagull proud on the bowsprit, no salt eyes gleaming from the quarterdeck. Heave down, heel her over, careening the last time, and no more sail. Contraindications. Pointless slotted spoon as a method of soup, the slatted blinds a failure to wasps, a bowl never empty, a carnivore arrowing omnidirectional meats hung in loose sacks, dive bomb in boiling stock for wing protein, rucked carpet trip hazard, rabids in the room as a ceiling saliva, and scurrying inside the skull. They have antennae. The reading is as follows. Corner pillow worms to drainage scar, feather quill to ignite pain threshold is a ring pull Olympiad. The vault of shower tray, bruising false plug hole, all swill, a dire collection point, hairballed, flung by cat onto its grit. Delve there for oracular reading in fur, liver probe of precise arrangement of polycystic augury. Cereal container plasticity factor, the nipple cracked for vacuum failure, mouth intrude for cheese shortage, the little blue pills that chew through wire, a shove halfpenny of diuretics arc on a glass table, when a tally of cornered spiders multiply by 6 the dry mouth, but those rolled numbers meaning as a repeat prescription request. Grey drill of dawn as an aluminium pan, eggs clap at boiling point as a trapped albumin joke. Watch the skin and hair thin, much lusted after follicle information is a filament for machine attachment. Try with a fork, chasing the shell, yoked to it as a new task of lumbering rocks, clipboard non-progress. Logged is drunk on acidosis. Who is the bile duct? Not me, for elementary oxygen supply, for the sake of a snagged tube. The wasps wheel the trolley corridor, bound walls of spittled preoperative squalls of mobile library withdrawals. As a matter of jaws, since a flow chart at the end of the bed, preference for digital input power cut. Up to and including death, a capsule for shortness of breath, pad for midnight piss as a progress of grief, when the trapped run out of claw, frantic at frosted glass, will divide the clinic booths to the ping of chipped teeth, is a bone of contention between staff as a cusp of data retrieval soakaways. Was when the electric toothbrush down to the gums is the flurry of gathered midges at the gate at each other's legs akimbo, for corpuscular flavour add salt or water as mapped in dehydration chart, is walled into their skin sack nest. Is your rage hydrophobic? As a factor of magnified bite zones, mark well the pattern. The hair lure in the skull dithyrambic as a pursuit of hound's fury, a bowl swelling to lacrimal discharge, enough to reduce by flour, thickening vegetate on simmer, when a torched to browning by grill, through which tentacles they writhe by outlet pipes, their dying innervation, as can be seen on this spreadsheet. Virions, virions. Incantation chisel of intercostal blockage means bedridden. Only a slight grip and flesh came away in her hand, things happen. The gruel being palliative, insects floater, the stain yellow of the grabbed egg. His hand burnt to the wrist as a consequence of carpet retainer mishap. There is a chalk outline to read. Solid organ transmission dreams are rife. The froth at needle entry points means how the hematoma spreads as a way by which of purple rivulets follow the blood meander, affective disorder of inanimate objects, paper cut by dry wipes. This means additional protocols. The valid information stream, although youthful, is not without pathos, given mortality.